like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake. Yeah.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got a counter right here. Isn't this where you place the orders?
We sell trophies, we sell plaques, we do embroidery. No food.
You got carry out?
Unlike the internet, everything that you need we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
You know, Jim, I'll be back tomorrow to pick it all up.
We'll wait for you.
Don't wait long.
This is where champions play. This is where youth champions play. This is where collegiate champions play. This is where Olympic and pro champions play. This is where all champions play. In Hamilton County,
Jim?
Indiana.
Jim? The time is still 11:30 on seniors. Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. Well, he hadn't told me nothing. All right, bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street. This is South 10th.
We moved 22 years ago.
Well, how come you didn't change the name?
That would have just confused people.
Well, actually, South 10th is Allisonville, if you're from Fishers.
Well, before that it was 37A, and before that it was State Road 37.
So you're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore. It's actually on South 10th. That's Allisonville and Fishers. And before that, it was 37A and 37?
So you got that straight?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but rather South 10th Street in Noblesville.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Dunker Field and IHSAA High School Baseball. Today, it's the Lebanon Tigers and the Noblesville Millers. A little bit of a chilly day for the month of May, Perry, but we're going to get some baseball in today.
Yeah, we certainly are.
Yes, fortunately.
We certainly are, and hopefully. Come on. We certainly should have. Hopefully, we can get this ball game in today with the weather pending. But We're going to get started here in a few minutes. We're going to do the video of the senior day here. We'll get started here shortly. Noblesville comes in this game 10-8, 5-3 in the conference. They swept on Thursday night. They beat Westfield 11-4, and then last night at Westfield, Noblesville won 2-1. So
kind of tightened up the HCC a little.
Yeah,
there,
really
Barry.
big time, because that puts Westfield at 4-4 now, and I believe Fisher's got beat last night too.
No, they won. They won both of their games against HSE.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So they're still undefeated. I think they're 8-0 now in the conference.
Yeah.
But it is senior day, as you said here, and we're going to be turning things over to Craig Atkins here in a few minutes for the senior day celebration here at Noblesville.
Let's talk a little bit about Lebanon. They are overall they're 2-12, and they're 0-7 in the conference.
Yeah, they've had a tough season. I've have some friends who are acquainted with the team, and they say it's a young team, and it's just one of those that's ready to that they just have to grow a little bit and get a little bit of experience. But on the mound today for the Tigers, it will be Nate Coons. He is a junior, and let's see what we got on Nate here. He's got a 4.2 ERA, officially 0-0. He's only made 2 appearances so far this season, so maybe a situation where since it's a non-conference game, he'll be pitching today. But
yeah, he's only pitched 3.1 innings, giving up 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 base on balls, and 3 strikeouts. He's only pitched to 15 batters. For the Millers today on the mound will be Adam Gaskell, and he's ERA is 5.13. He's 1-2 on the season. He's made 5 appearances. He's pitched 15 innings, given up 24 hits, 24 runs, and 12 base on balls and 14 strikeouts, and has faced 72 batters. So Adam Gaskell will be on the mound for the Millers.
Well, talk about the Millers and talk about the HCC in the season, Perry. The Millers come in here at 10-8, now 5-3 in the conference. I think conventional wisdom was before the season began that it would could come down to a battle between Zionsville, Fishers, and Noblesville, and it looks like the Fishers Tigers have kind of snuck in there, and they are undefeated so far this season, and they're having a very good season.
Absolutely. I know in the series in Noblesville they swept Noblesville, but the first game was 2-1, second game was 4-2.
Yeah,
so
a couple of good games.
Couple of good games there. So.
Well, coming up for the Millers here in the very near future, we will be back here on Monday as Oak Hill out of Converse comes in to play the Millers, and then this week it'll be Hamilton Southeastern game at Noblesville on Thursday. Then they'll be at Hamilton Southeastern on the 9th, and then next weekend they're going to Kokomo, but then they still have Brownsburg and Zionsville, so they've got a lot of tough competition coming up here left in the conference so far.
Well, we've said this 100 times, Brad. It's tough. It's tough in the Hoosier Crossroad Conference, no matter who you're playing. So, then this is no different coming down here to the wire. The Millers are relatively healthy now. One of the things that on a slow start, plus, number one was schedule. Number two was the injuries that we had at the beginning of the year, with two of the top players being injured with leg injuries, and so they missed some games and missed.
Perry, we're going to turn
time.
things over to Craig Atkins with the Senior Day activities.
To Senior Day 2025 for Noblesville baseball here at Dunker Field. We're honoring 2 senior managers and 8 senior players today. Our first senior is senior manager Michael Lady. With Michael today is his dad Jeffrey. Michael's going to attend the University of Louisville in the fall.
Wow.
His favorite baseball memories are spring break Tennessee trips and Luke's walk-off against Greenfield Central. Michael's advice to younger players is don't be afraid to do things out of the ordinary. Michael Lady.
I'm feeling live now.
Our senior manager is Yadi Patel.
Yeah.
With her today is
No, man.
Mom Sandra, sisters Yasi and Yadi Patel. Yadi will be attending Indiana University in Bloomington to major in biology and minor in history. Her favorite baseball memories are Saturday home games. Yadi's advice to younger players is it doesn't matter if you fail as long as you try again. Yadi Patel.
Do I have any run on it? Any run?
Our first senior player is number 1, Luke Higgins. With us today are his parents, Charlie and Beth Hagelskamp. Luke is attending Blackhawk College in the fall to play baseball. His favorite baseball memory is hitting in the hack shack with his dad.
Wow, the heck?
Luke's advice to younger players is to keep working hard and take advantage of every opportunity. Luke Hagelskamp.
I should be throwing the touch at 10, but
Next is number 2, Trevor Corbett.
I should be throwing the touch at 10, but it's fine.
With Trevor today are his parents Jim and Bridget. Also our brothers Chase and Hunter Corbett. Trevor will be attending St. Xavier University to play baseball.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
His favorite baseball memory is hitting a home run during sectionals of his freshman year. Trevor's advice to younger players is to get better every day and enjoy the moment. Trevor Corbett. Next up is number 3, McCoy Fulk.
I'm playing that.
With McCoy are his mom Jill and grandparents Ron and Jean Fleming. McCoy is going to attend Purdue University Fort Wayne to study business and play baseball. McCoy's favorite memory was clinching the HCC conference at Brownsburg junior year. His advice to younger players is to not get discouraged if you are undersized or small and stay the course. McCoy Fulk.
How many more?
Number 4, Joe Glander.
Kelly.
With Joe are his mom and dad CJ and Kelly, and younger brother, freshman Zach Glander.
Kelly.
Joe is going to be attending John A. Logan College
Let's go, hurry up.
to pitch and major in business. His favorite baseball memory is traveling every summer down to Georgia with all his teammates and staying in hotels.
Let's go, Phil. Come in.
Joe's advice to younger players is never take any opportunity you have to play baseball for granted. Always have fun. Joe Glander.
Window.
Next up is number 9, Tanner Miller. And with Tanner today are his mom Brandy and dad Eric, along with his grandfather, Phil Farber. Tanner will be attending Wabash College to play baseball and pursue a major in financial economics. Tanner's baseball memory comes from last year's game when we clinched the conference for the second year in a row, and the moment he will never forget his success as a team after the game. Tanner's advice to younger players is to build good relationships with your teammates. Baseball will come and it will go, but the bonds you have with your teammates will last a lifetime. Tanner Miller. Next up is number 10, Adam Gasco. With Adam today are his mom Jenny and dad Joe, also his brother Carson. Adam will be also attending Wabash College. He'll be studying pre-law, economics, and play baseball. His favorite baseball memory is playing euchre with the boys in Tennessee. Adam's advice to younger players is work on the little things. They make the big things happen. Adam Gasco. Number 17, Cole Schott. Cole's the son of Jennifer and Brad Schott. He'll be attending King University Bloomington to study finance and accounting. His favorite baseball memory was hitting a grand slam in 13 years when his grandpa was at the game to see it. Cole's advice to younger players is to stay with the game and most of all have some confidence in yourself and don't get discouraged. Number 27, Aiden Ramsey. With Aiden today are his parents Amanda and Alan, along with brothers Austin and sister Avery. Aiden will also be attending Wabash College to play baseball and will be majoring in biology while minoring in business. His favorite baseball memory is sophomore year when we came back to beat Cornell in the sectional. Aiden advice to younger players to not take any of the time for granted because the time that you will spend playing high school baseball will be the time of your life, and that is time that you can never get back. Aiden Ramsey. Once again, one final applause for our 10 Noblesville baseball seniors in this 2025 class.
So Perry, there you have the senior class of Noblesville High School baseball this year, and probably one of the bigger classes that we've had in a long time here. They were stretching all the way down from the first to first or home plate up to third, and we're going to put things back out on the mound here for the first ceremonial pitch of the game. Back to Craig Atkins.
Keep your eyes on the infield as our senior moms, along with Jim Corbett, will be throwing out a ceremonial first pitch.
Well, 8 senior moms get the pleasure of throwing that first pitch, Perry.
And one dad.
Yep, it's quite an emotional time to see that happen out here on the
You
field.
know, the one thing about it here, Brad, is the moms did a pretty good job throwing it to their son there at
They
that
certainly
distance.
did. They did a great
You know,
job.
sometimes we see when they do it in Major League Baseball and throw out the first pitch, sometimes that ball is not really good.
Yep, but they did a fantastic job this time.
Yeah, the boys are finishing up switching the bases out here to put the shiny white ones out to signify it's game time.
Yeah, we're supposed to start at noon. Probably going to be maybe maybe a few minutes early here, but
well, we hadn't seen the umpires yet either.
Yeah, that's true. So we're
yeah, don't get ahead of yourself here, Craig. One of the things Brad did go through the schedule here a few minutes ago, but the one thing that the baseball schedule, but the one thing we didn't mention that we will be Tuesday night at Noblesville Miller softball field.
Yes, sir.
For Hamilton Southeastern action, and that should be a pretty good game. I know.
Two top-ranked teams.
Yeah, I know Southeastern is very, very good and got good pitching, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, their pitcher Grace Zadarsky, she is quite the tosser there, and a couple highly ranked teams.
All right, the Miller Classic's going on the softball field, and the Millers are ahead 11-4. What inning did you say, Jim? In the bottom of the fifth. So the Millers are ahead 11-4 in the bottom of the fifth in their own Millers Classic.
Yeah, as you said, Perry, we've got a lot of activity coming up this week here on Hamilton County Television as the school year is rapidly winding down. It just doesn't seem possible that the several more weeks and all the kids out in Hamilton County will have about an 8 to 10 week vacation.
You know, the one thing about it too is, Brad, I believe, Jim, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe that the drawing for the softball sectional is either this weekend or next Sunday.
It should be coming up fairly quickly.
That's on Sunday, but I'm not really sure on.
I've got the date at home, but that doesn't help me right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the players are getting a chance to
all right, we want to remember, and it is on the screen here, the outdoor movies that is sponsored by Logan Street Signs and Banners at Forest Park. It's the 14th year that Logan Street Signs have sponsored it, and a lot of good movies coming up here.
Classics.
Classic. Can you read them? It's a glare on.
Yeah, it looks like we've got the
Okay, never mind.
Well, I've got them. The Road to Utopia is coming up June 6th. Road to Singapore on June 13th. Road to Morocco on the 20th. And the Road to Zanzibar on the 21st. Yeah, as Jim would say, the theme is take the road to Forest Park and see a road movie. Take a little road trip. I can remember those movies, my parents watching them as a child. That they were very, very popular back in our younger generation, Perry.
But it's a fun time to go out and especially with the beautiful Forest Park. That's
no doubt about it.
That's a wonderful, wonderful asset that we have here in Noblesville, with that park being so close to downtown and all the walking trails that there are around. In fact, you can walk downtown through Forest Park and across the White River and everything. Yes, and they're finishing up the sidewalk from Forest Park to Federal Hill Commons, which is another park that we have that will show movies and concerts later on. So Craig said we have umpires, and so they're heading to the field here. So we'll be chatting a little bit about that, and a little cool here today, Brad, but luckily there's not much wind, or there's no wind, it looks like.
Well, Perry, one of the lessons I learned growing up in Chicago, especially with sports there, is that when you go to a sporting event in Chicago, I lived out by O'Hare Field growing up. You could be 80 degrees out by O'Hare Field, go to a ball game at Wrigley Field, and it'd be in the 60s with that wind coming off the lake, and you're sitting there and saying, gee, why didn't I bring a jacket? So
Yeah.
I learned my lesson. The trunk of my car is filled with every weight of jacket possible. And
umbrella.
yeah, no doubt an umbrella and all the essentials just to get us, get us through these times, because there's nothing more miserable than sitting out there and being in, being cold. I can say without, in all honesty, growing up in Chicago, I went to events in shorts and T-shirts, and I can remember going to a couple Chicago Bears games when I felt like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I had so many layers of clothing on.
Now it is really cold at Soldiers Field.
Yeah, down there at Soldiers Field, right on the lakefront. But I see these young men out in the field right now, and most of them have they've all got their jerseys on, obviously, but most of them are short sleeve, and I don't see anybody that's shivering out there yet, but they're a lot younger than you and I.
Yeah,
and,
our blood's pretty thin.
Yeah.
Or at least mine is.
Well, at least you still got blood.
That's right. At least it's still flowing, right?
Yeah, it is.
You know, we were talking about, we're coming to the end of the season here, and the one thing about it, of course, Brad, this is only your second game to get due to schedule conflicts with the Millers, but the one thing about it, we're very, very blessed that we sat in the same seats broadcasting Noblesville baseball this season, and it's an honor because we have done some games under tents. In fact, you even did a section where you sat on the stairway of a press box for the other field. And called it from right field. So
yeah, when you're in this business, Barry, you number one, learn to be prepared not only for the weather, but be prepared for all kinds of different things. Yeah. And
all right, we're going to take a 30-second break here, and
we'll be
thank
right
one
back.
of our sponsors.
Some noise out here. Come on, who's dancing?
We're getting.
Welcome back to Dunker Field. We're just about ready for the opening ceremonies. We already had Senior Day here, and we're going to turn things over to public address announcer Craig Atkins for the introduction of the players.
And today's senior game against our visitors from the Sacramento Conference, the Lebanon Tigers, and your Noblesville. This starters for Lebanon. Leading off the shortstop, hitting center field, 24-02. And third, left fielder, number 13, Andy Taylor. Batting fourth, third baseman, number 4, Joe Sisson. Batting fifth, the catcher, 18, Chase Ruby. Hitting sixth, number 8, Downs. Batting seventh, hitting first, number 14, Willie Shelton. Hitting eighth, the DH, number 20, Brooks Johnson. He's hitting for the right fielder, 16, Luke Belchie. And batting ninth for the Tigers, second baseman, number 5, Riley Smith. Head coach for the Lebanon Tigers is Riley Bennett. quarterback. Batting second, a junior, shortstop for 15, Aiden Reynolds. Batting third, the center fielder, senior number 17, Cole Schott. Batting fourth, in right field, senior number 9, Tanner Miller. Batting fifth, the DH, number 1, senior Luke Hagelkamp. Batting sixth, playing purpose, junior number 11, Rick Smarts. Hitting seventh, in left field, senior number 27, Aiden Ramsey. Batting eighth and catching, sophomore number 7, Garrett Dixon. Batting ninth, second baseman, freshman number 24, Zach Linder. And on the mound today for the Millers, number 10, senior Adam Gaskill. That goes for the Millers in his 21st year as Justin Keeper. He's assisted by Kevin Fitzgerald, Scott Hansen, Axel Delaney, and Quentin Miller. Fans of this time with, you all please rise, those who are able to, and those wearing caps, kindly remove them as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Well, Perry, we were talking about weather a little bit earlier. I just checked on the conditions. 59 degrees, 72% is the humidity. With all the rain we had, that's no big surprise. But the wind is going to be a factor today, and it's blowing in from the northeast, blowing right into the face of the batters. Blowing at about 11 miles per hour with gusts up to about 16. So it's going to be a rather chilly after morning or after, well, is it afternoon yet? Well, we're 3 minutes away from afternoon.
You know, and one of the things, Brad, you could probably hear in the announcing and everything, and a little bit of wind. That's the crowd mic, and you know, obviously, to get the full effect of that, you hear a little wind.
Yeah, there's nothing, unfortunately, that we can do about that.
No, but, because we want to get the sound of the outside crowd. So.
Mm-hmm. So the Millers come in here at 10 and 8. The Tigers come in here at 2 and 12. One of those, well, you can't really call it a county matchup. It's a Boone County versus Hamilton County matchup.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
Kind of neighbors a little bit west of us. But we're just about ready to go with baseball here as Adam Gaskill comes in. He's loosening up on the mound. I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, but can you run by his stats for us?
Sure,
here?
Sure can. Gaskill's a senior, and he has an ERA of 5.13. He's 1-2 on the season. He's made 5 appearances. Innings pitched 15, hits 24, and strikeouts 14. So that's Adam Gaskell, the pitcher.
So the first batter for the Tigers is going to be Bryce Nelson. He's the shortstop. Swings and bounces it right to third base to Martz. Quickly over to first. One pitch and one out.
That was quick.
Yeah, that took a big bounce on Martz. He was just perfectly set up for that play. This will be the center fielder, Owen Taylor.
He's batting 195. He has been 41 at bats and 8 hits, 1 RBI, and 2 doubles.
As a team, the Tigers bat 187. Another one that Martz is going to take. This time he misses it with his glove, and I think we're going to probably have an error called on that one.
Most definitely, that's an error.
Yeah, that'll be an E5. That'll put Owen Taylor at first base.
That's the one thing the Millers have had problems with this season is errors.
They're calling a balk.
I'm not
Gaskell.
sure why Gaskell stopped.
So that will put Taylor on second base in scoring position with one down. Andrew Kaler pops that one right to the shortstop. Aiden Reynolds is playing just about his normal shortstop, and he got over there right behind second base. I thought that one might drop in for a hit, but as it is, it's the second out of the inning. Joe Susong steps in, the third baseman. Runner on second, 2 down. We're in the top of the first.
Suson's batting .324. He's 37 at bats, 12 hits, 3 RBIs, and 3 doubles.
He is the leading batter on this Tiger team. The 1-0. Bounce to first.
Corbett's got it. He gets the out unassist. And the Lebanon Tigers
Go down.
We'll take a break and we'll be right back. I'm sorry, I blew it.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Dunker Field. I'm Brad Silbert along with Perry Williams. We're through a half an inning, no score. Tigers did put one runner on an error, and then a balk sent him over to second, but could not get the run scored. And Perry, we've got Nate Coons on the mound this afternoon for the Tigers. What have you got on him?
Nate Coons' ERA is 4.20, appearances 2. He's innings pitch is 3.1, hits is 5, runs are 3. He's walked 3, struck out 3, and he has pitched to 15 batters this season. So, but this being a non-conference game here, we're going to probably see a lot of different pitchers.
Yeah, that's the normal rule of thumb here. Of course, the Tigers part of the Sagamore Conference, and the Millers, as we've talked about for quite a few years now, part of the Hoosier Crossroad Conference.
Yeah, the Millers at one time were in the Sagamore Conference.
That must be a lot of years ago. I
It
don't
was.
remember that.
It was.
I was thinking when I came here in the late 80s, they were in the range line. Is that right? Did that sound right?
I don't remember that. But I do remember the Sagamore.
Yeah. Yeah, the conferences lately, in the last couple years, after the Mick kind of realigned. They've been pretty stable since.
Yeah, but they're starting to shuffle a little bit.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of talk about that, and also a few of the smaller schools moving to different conferences.
Mm-hmm. So the Millers will send up Trevor Corbett, Aiden Reynolds, and Cole Schott to face Nate Coons here in the bottom of the first.
Trevor Corbett is a leading hitter on the Millers at .375. He's 40 at bats, 15 hits, 12 RBIs.
First pitch from Coons. Hot shot just past the outstretched arm of the third baseman, Joe Sassong. And Trevor Corbett is on. He makes the turn at first, like he might try for second, but I don't think. I think he made a wise move coming back there, Perry.
Well, he took that wide turn by it being out in left field in case that ball got by that left fielder. He had a head start.
Aiden Reynolds steps up to the plate. He's the shortstop.
Aiden Reynolds for the season is .262 with 42 at bats, 11 hits, 11 RBIs, and 5 doubles and a home run.
That one's outside. Throw over to first. That'd have been a good throw right on the mark. They might have had Corbett over there at first, but it was a little bit wide to the right.
You know, one thing about Reynolds, he's one of the top hitters in around this area last year as a sophomore, but he had injuries and kind of missed 3 complete games, and then a couple he hit as a pinch hitter. So, but he's starting to get his swing back. He's the last 5 games he's hit over 350, so he's getting that swing back to get back to the 363 that he had last season.
Well, Corbett's a good disciplined batter. He took 3 balls there that were not way out of the zone, but fairly close. Good eye.
Well, the Millers are a pretty patient team. I mean, that's kind of the Justin Kiever way. I mean, he wants hits, and
the 3-1 pops it up. It's going over to the right. I don't believe there's going to be play on it. Almost into the Tiger bullpen, but not playable for first baseman Willie Shelton.
But that makes the full count now, 3-2. We're in the bottom of the first inning here. Aiden Reynolds at the plate. You know the injury bug, we were talking about it with the Millers here at the beginning of the season and the competition they played this season, and that's not an excuse because the competition makes you get better. But you can look down through games played. There's a lot of players that would normally play every game that has not played this season. Reynolds walks, so he's at first, and Corbett's at second.
Chris Schott will step up to the plate. He's the center fielder today. Schott is a .259 hitter. As a team, the Millers are batting .231, which by Miller standards is a little bit low compared to what we've seen in previous seasons.
But the one thing about it is we were batting .212 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's coming up. That one hits the inside corner. Shot squared to bunt, but pulled the bat back and took it for strike 1. Infield, a little bit in, not at normal depth, but they are in. Outfielders playing, that one's right down the first baseline, but goes foul.
Brad, last night, Shots was 1 for 3 against Westfield, which we talked about earlier. The Millers come out victorious over the Shamrocks 2-1. So
I read the recap on that this morning. That was a heck of a game.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Beckett Doan pitched a beautiful game for the Millers.
The 0-2 to Schott, swing and a miss. He goes down.
So that's a first out here for the Millers.
That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Tanner Miller.
Tanner Miller's batting .255, 51 at bats, 13 hits, and 13 RBIs, and 3 doubles.
A very overcast day here in Noblesville. Hot shot just to the left of third base. 0-1 now on Tanner Miller. Trevor Corbett took the first pitch for a hit, advanced to second on a balk, or excuse me, not a balk, on the walk to Aiden Reynolds, who's on first. Thinking back to the top of the inning there.
Yeah.
So Miller is in the hole at 0-2. Same thing he did to Schott. There's a high pop-up.
Well, that may be.
That's not going to be the infield fly rule. So far, yeah.
That was a
little bit of a Luke Dunshee had a little bit of a hard time with that. He had to run in to get that. There was,
of course, that wind may have been playing up there. That wind may have played a little bit of.
Yeah, with that wind coming out of the northeast, it maybe held it up a little bit. But he stopped and gave it a nice spin.
Luke Hagelskamp is the batter. He's hitting .290, 31 at bats, 9 hits, 7 runs, and 9 RBIs. He's a senior.
2 on and 2 out. Little high and outside. Last 2 batters, Nate Coons has had him 0-2 and managed to retire him. 1 on a strikeout, 1 on that pop fly to right field.
Ball 2, 2-0.
Good eye there by Hagelskamp to take that pitch.
One thing about it with those last 2 batters making outs, Reynolds and Corbett are still on base.
2-1 now on the foul ball. If Hagelskamp can reach, Chris Martz is in the on-deck circle. The 2-1 pitch. Fouled back again, evens it up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. But we're in the first inning.
Yeah.
Left field and center field are playing fairly shallow on Hagelskamp. Right field is playing pretty deep. Another foul off to the right. Shelton chasing it down from first base, but that one ends up in the seats. Another 2-2 pitch. Ooh, boy, that was a hard one to take.
Full count.
That makes it a full count.
It was a little high.
So Corbett and Reynolds will be off with the pitch on this one with 2 outs. That one's popped up. Shelton may have a play on it. Nope, he doesn't. Catcher Ruby went over also, but it did end up out of the stadium. Once again, our Hamilton County Television production truck making an excellent target for foul balls there on the right side.
Last 2 games, we're 2 for 2 here.
But it sure had a nice dinging sound to it, didn't it?
Yeah. Jim loves to hear that.
Yeah. That one's popped up. Maybe a play on the right, on the left side here. Catcher is after it. Just out in front of it. It just lands right in front, probably not even a foot out in front of the Noblesville press box, I'm sorry. So we'll do the 3-2 pitch once again. He's fouled to the left, fouled to the right. Let's see if he can put it in play here. That's well hit to left field, but left fielder Kaler is there. He's got all of a sudden that ball just kind of died in the air there, and I thought he had it lined up, but he didn't. That's the end of the first. We'll be back after this.
Making some noise out here. Come on, who's dancing?
Well, we're back here at the dunk after one inning. It's still 0-0. I want to mention that commercial that you just watched on the bed race in Noblesville downtown, that Hamilton County TV will broadcast that bed race live on May 30th. So
Perry, I don't know what would be more fun. Running, actually participating in that or just watching it. Either way,
it's
that's
enjoyable.
a great
really,
event.
yeah.
Whoever came up with that idea ought to be applauded. We are ready to move into the top of the second for the Tigers. They'll send their 5, 6, and 7 batters up. Chase Ruby, Nate Coons, and Willie Shelton will be facing Adam Gaskill.
Ruby batting 185. He's had 27 at bats, 5 hits, 1 run, and 5 RBIs. He's the catcher.
Sun is trying to peek out from the clouds now. Big swing and a miss by Ruby. Oh and 1. Fouled that one off. I think that one hit him in the foot.
Man, that hurts too.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Right on the top of that foot, on his left foot.
Oh. Final from the Miller Classic, the Noblesville Miller softball was victorious at 14-4 against Decatur Central. They play another game later. We'll keep you informed on that as long as we're on the air.
0-2. Chase Ruby.
He's the catcher. That's big.
That ball just he's having a little bit of hard time moving around here, and
usually, as a whole, catchers are tougher than nails. But anytime you get hit on the foot or
got to give credit to the home plate umpire there, Perry.
Yeah.
Nice gesture. He gave him plenty of time to walk that off. I like seeing that. That's good. Strike 3 is called on the inside corner.
Great pitch right there.
I imagine the trainer will be coming over to look at him pretty quick there in the dugout. Nate Coons, the pitcher, steps in, his first at bat tonight.
And he's batting 195. 41 at bats with 8 hits.
Grounds that one foul. Nice stop there.
Coach.
Yeah. I think I might have a future playing somewhere.
Yeah.
That's a good stop. 0-1 on Coons. A little bit outside, evens it up at a ball and a strike.
Actually, Riley Bender.
There's a bouncer to third. That's going to be a foul ball. I thought that might stay fair.
Yeah. The third base coach down there, Riley Bender, is the head coach. Coach for Justin Keever here for about 4 or 5 years. So I believe that's his first year there. I don't have that, but I'm pretty sure it's first or second year he's coached at.
That one gets beyond, bounces in, goes beyond the catcher.
So that makes it 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Nate Coons. There's a shot into
That's a
left
base
field,
hit.
and Coons gets a base hit. He'll be on first with one down. Nice line drive. Willie Shelton, the fourth, steps in. Defensively, he plays first base.
Willie's batting .091. He's had 22 at bats and 2 hits. He's a lefty.
Now let's see what Gaskell can do against a left-handed batter here. First pitch missed for ball 1. Coons getting a little bit of a lead. He's going. Good throw. They should have him. They got him.
They got him.
Yeah, he took off on that pitch. He had a nice lead. But boy, Garrett Dixon came out with a beautiful throw down to second.
And Reynolds tagged him out, but he had plenty of time. That was a.
So that's the second out of the inning.
2-1.
Coons got a nice lead over there, and
yeah, he had a good jump.
Yeah, and it was going to take a good throw by Dixon. He made an excellent throw down there to Aiden Reynolds to get the runner.
Dixon's got a good future, Brad. He's only a sophomore. At this level, being a catcher as a sophomore is a pretty tall feat.
It is. Another bouncer. That one's foul.
You know, Mr. Martz has been pretty busy today. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, between the third base position and the third base coach, they've had a few.
They made a few plays.
Yeah, they have. Full count. Martz takes that one, guns it over to first. Good thing Trevor Corbett's as tall as he was because he picked that up. We're through an inning and a half, no score. We'll be right back.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Well, we're back here at the dunk. Lebanon Tigers and the Noblesville Millers are still 0-0, and Millers are coming to bat here in the bottom of the second inning.
And the sun is out, Perry.
Yeah. Nate Coots is on the mound for the Tigers.
You know, we actually have a day here where we can see some sunlight in Indiana compared to we had a rather dreary week this week, you know. But you know the old saying, Perry, it's never dreary at the ballpark.
That's right. That's
always
the way
a good time to
feel.
be had at the ballpark. Millers will send the 6, 7, and 8 batters up in Justin Keever's lineup. That'll be Chris Martz, Aiden Ramsey, and Garrett Dixon.
March, the third baseman, he's hitting an even 200, 30 at bats, and 6 hits and 9 RBIs.
Nate Coons put the first 2 batters for the Millers in the first inning on base, and then mowed down the next 3. So the Millers left a couple stranded there in the first. The 1-0 pitch. That's way outside, 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Just missed outside. That's 3-0. Center fielder Owen Taylor is playing fairly shallow. Right and left seem to be playing at about normal depth. The 3-0, that one hits the outside corner, makes it 3-1. Here comes the 3-1. Pops it up. Who's calling for that? Second baseman Riley Smith is under it. He's got it. One down here in the bottom of the second. Aiden Ramsey steps up to the plate.
Ramsey batting .140, 43 at bats, 6 hits, but 11 RBIs.
There's a grounder to third. Susong scoops it up.
Nice stretch over there by
Shelton to make the play. One pitch, that'll be the second out. That'll bring up Garrett Dixon. As you said earlier, Dixon is a sophomore and the starting catcher for the Millers.
He's a good-sized kid for a sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
He's only going to get better.
2 down. That one hits the outside corner, strike one.
He's batting .138, 29 at bats and 4 hits, 3 RBIs. 2 outs.
That one's popped into right field. Right fielder Dunshee
he
is there. He
it.
drops it. Garrett Dixon made a big turn there at first base. I think he thought that ball was going to be caught, and he had to really quickly get back to
courtesy runner coming in. Jalen Stidham's coming in to run for Garrett Dixon. Number 24, Zach Glander. Zach Glander is only a freshman. He's played some this season. Been up 7 times, but he started the last couple games at second base and made a beautiful catch last night in the bottom of the 6th inning and got the Millers out of a jam, which that game was only 2-1 against the Rocks, so that was a huge out.
He had a good game Thursday night, too.
Defensively, he's played and scored 2 runs.
Mm-hmm. That one's driven into center field. Taylor going back, but he's got it all lined up. And the Millers are retired in the third. We'll be back, or rather in the second. We'll be back with the third inning after this.
Making some noise out here. Come on, who's dancing?
Well, we're back here at the dunk. Adam Gaskell still on the mound, Brad.
No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for each team so far in this game.
Gaskell's thrown 20 pitches, 13 for strikes. He's faced 7 batters. Has 1 strikeout. Has not walked anybody.
So it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 batters coming up for the Tigers. Designated hitter Brooks Johnson will lead it off, followed by Riley Smith, then back to the top of the order to Bryce Nelson.
Brooks Johnson has had 14 at-bats and 1 hit.
Takes the first pitch. Ball 1. Second pitch misses. Ball 2.
I shouldn't have spoke that Gaskell hasn't walked anybody, huh? He throws 2 balls in a row. There's a strike.
Yeah, over the lower outside corner. 2 balls and a strike on designated hitter Brooks Johnson. Bounces that one. That was a fair ball. They're saying it was fair. It bounced over first base, and when he picked that up, it had bounced over first base. I believe it was in foul territory, but since it
hit the base,
it hit the base. It is a fair ball.
And you know, it looked like a routine play down there, but you and I know that when it hits that bag, it can go anywhere. So good play by Trevor Corbett.
Yep, tough play.
Of course, for a first baseman, you know, Corbett's played short and second and third for the Millers, so he's been everywhere on the infield, and he's a 4-year starter. So
I think in Corbett's case, I think one of the reasons he got the break on that is he's a right-hander, so his glove is on the left, so he didn't have to reach across to get that ball.
Had a tough time.
Yeah, it would have been a lot tougher play. 1-1 is the count. Now 1-2 on Riley Smith.
Riley Smith's batting 167. He has 24 at-bats and 4 hits.
Swing and a miss. Smith goes down swinging.
And that's Gaskell's second strikeout for the day. Going to the top of the order here.
Bryce Nelson, who bounced out to Chris Martz at third base his first time up. First pitch outside for ball 1. He took that first pitch right to Martz in the first inning.
Ooh.
That was a little bit inside, 2-0.
2 outs.
A little bit of chin music there.
Yeah. Three and 0.
Got to get some of those old baseball sayings in. He walks on 4 pitches. Owen Taylor, who reached on an error in the first, steps up.
That was actually to the third baseman too, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
He's got a pretty good lead over there.
Nelson's got a nice lead at first. He's not going anywhere though this time.
But I don't think he may, but I think they got a little respect for
after
Garrett,
Nate Coons got mowed
Dixon
down there at second on a steal. That's close. Did they get it? Got him!
Got him. Nice play by Gaskell and Corbett there for the third out.
We're in the middle of the third, still no score. We'll be back.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
We're back here at the dunk. Coons still on the mound. He's thrown 33 pitches so far, Brad, and 21 for strikes, and has faced 9 batters. He has 1 strikeout and 1 walk and 1 hit. He's done a pretty decent job here
Yes, he has.
The first 2 innings.
Well, we will take a day off tomorrow, Perry, and then you and I will be back here Monday evening.
Absolutely.
For Oak Hill. Busy week next week on Hamilton County Television.
Absolutely.
So we go to the bottom of the third. Still no score. Back to the top of the order for the Millers. Trevor Corbett took the first pitch he received from Nate Coons for a single. Ended up moving to second on a walk. But then Coons shut down the rest of the Millers in the first. The only hit so far today for the Millers has been by Corbett, who takes the first pitch for ball one. We're in the bottom of the third. That one hits the lower inside or outside corner.
Corbett was stranded at second base the first time up. Ooh.
Yeah, the Millers had runners on first and second with no outs there in that first inning.
Didn't get a thing.
Didn't get anything. They got a strikeout, a pop up to right, and a pop up to left to get the sides retired. 2-1. That's well hit to left field.
That could be
Kaler chasing it down, but he's back by the warning track, and he's got it.
Nice catch out there.
He initially hesitated a little bit on that parry, thinking, I really think that
that wind may be playing havoc up there because, you know, of course, the Millers haven't had any to go in the outfield yet, but the 3 or 4 that we've seen here, the Millers hitting.
They've got the bat on the ball.
Yeah. That the Tigers have struggled to catch fly balls. In fact, dropping one.
Weather conditions being a little bit different today, I think it's favoring the pitcher and the fielders. 1-0 on Aiden Reynolds. That one's fouled off to the right. No play, out of play. Ball and a strike. Reynolds reached on a walk in the first. Each pitcher in this game has only given up one hit. That one hits the outside corner of the plate, belt high, 1-2. That was a nice off-speed pitch.
Yeah, it was.
That one's popped up. Riley Smith moving around quite a bit to get that.
It has to be.
Yeah, that's got to be the effect of the wind, because he was actually moving to his right to begin with.
Yeah.
And then as that
shifted.
ball came down, he had to quickly move to his left to get the to make the play.
2 out.
2 down, and Cole Schott steps up to the plate. He struck out swinging in the first. First pitch is a strike. Big swing and a miss, 0-2.
That was a nice pitch right there.
Shot went down on 3 pitches his first time up.
And the RA has 2 strikes and 2 pitches. So.
Pop up, that's going to be out of play to the left. I like his swing. He's got a good, clean swing.
One thing about the Miller swing so far here in the game, they're getting on top of the ball.
Yeah. The 0-2 to Shot. That one's a little bit high and inside. Makes it 1-2. Tanner Miller hoping that Shot will reach and he'll get a chance in the on-deck circle. That one's popped up. First baseman Shelton going after it. Will it stay in the field? No, it does not. Count remains 1-2 on Cole's shot. Chase Ruby, the catcher for the Tigers. It doesn't look like that ball that caught him in the foot has had any effect on him, fortunately. That's a swing and a miss. The Millers are out in the third. We'll be back with the top of the fourth after this.
Well, we're back here at the dunk. Still no score through 3. 1 hit apiece for both teams and 1 error apiece for both teams, Brad.
A lot of ones up there on the scoreboard. 1s and 0s are popular today.
Yeah. Adam Gaskell back on the mound for the Millers to go in the 4th inning here.
Tigers will send their 2, 3, and 4 batters up to face Gaskell. Owen Taylor will lead it off. He reached on an error in the 1st inning. Took second on a balk. First pitch is a little bit outside. Sun creeping behind those clouds again.
Yeah. Gets a little chilly when you...
There's one that's fouled just about straight back. If we didn't have the screen here, Craig Atkins might have had a play on that one.
Yeah.
Ball and a strike. Inside 2-1. We're in the top of the 4th. Still no score. That one's outside, makes it 3-1. Ball 4, second walk given up by Gaskell. That'll bring up the left fielder, Andrew Kaler. There's a grounder to second. Let's see if they can turn 2. Got 1. Got him.
2.
That was close, but the bases are now empty. 2 down here in the top of the 4th.
Nice play on all three guys.
Love that 4-6-3 double play.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Joe Sassong will step in.
Glander to Reynolds to Corbett.
Martz scoops it up. High throw.
Nice play.
But once again, that tall guy, Trevor Corbett, makes the play. And the Tigers go 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 4th. We'll be back after this.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Well, we're back here at the dunk, and at the bottom of the 4th inning, the Millers are coming to bat here. But, Brad, there's still no score.
Yeah, and in that top of the inning there, the Millers retired the Tigers on 7 pitches.
And Gaskell walked 1, but they picked him off at first base. Gaskell to Corbett.
Great move. Nate Coons back on the mound for his 4th inning.
You know, the one good thing today, you know, Gaskell doesn't usually get this much work as far as pitches, you know, so so it's good for him to get a little work in here because all this stuff that's why you play these non-conference games.
Yeah.
They're all very, very important to get you ready for one time, the sectional.
Yeah, and you know, we've talked so many times about this, Perry. The Millers with 2 non-conference games back-to-back here today and Monday, and it really makes a difference in how the coaches approach that situation.
Because basically for conference plays, the Millers are pretty set on their starting pitchers. You're going to see Glander and you're going to see Beck.
Well, we're going to see Tanner Miller step up to the plate here to start the bottom of the fourth for the Millers. That one's right. Oh, my. I thought Nelson might have a shot at that, but just over his glove.
Well, we finally got a 2 on the board here.
Yeah, and Tanner Miller picks up the second hit of the game for the Millers with a base hit. Luke Hagelskamp, who flew out to left his first time up, steps up to the plate.
Miller's getting a good lead over there. Pop fly, see they're getting right under it.
First baseman is called for it, but the second baseman finally comes over and says, "It's mine." And Riley Smith makes the play. That's one of those plays either way, even if they
yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah. When I played, I hated.
Somebody's in trouble.
I hated
over there.
to be that runner at first and have a play like that because,
somebody's in trouble.
You wanted to get a little lead, but you also, had to play it safe. But it just goes as an out. And Tanner Miller is still at first. Chris Martz steps up to the plate. Throw over. Ball gets away, but not far enough away for Miller to advance.
Especially when you're laying on your belly in
Yeah.
the dirt.
Coons didn't really have a lot on that throw, probably fortunately. Otherwise, that could have ended up down by the bullpen.
Yeah.
Grounder to short.
Boy, that was a perfect.
1 down and 2 down.
With
Perfect.
With him stealing, that was a perfect
Oh,
play.
yeah. Yeah,
because he was going that way anyways.
If they had not been stealing on that play,
Yeah.
he would have been on second base.
Absolutely.
We're through 4, no score. We'll be right back.
Well, we're back here at the dunk, and we're through 4 innings, and we're still got no score. I want to remind everybody, too, the commercial you just saw on the bed race, Hamilton County TV will be broadcasting that bed race in downtown Noblesville, which is quite an event downtown and draws a lot of people and a big crowd downtown for all the restaurants and shops. So come down if you have not been, or if you come downtown.
Put that on your calendar.
Yes, sir. It's a fine downtown, and we got another restaurant called Bar Ellis. Kathy and I ate there last night. It's outstanding, but we got a lot of outstanding restaurants downtown Noblesville.
Well, Perry, we saw something in the bottom of the fourth that you don't see very often. 3 outs on 3 pitches.
Yeah.
That's
and we thought we were doing good with the inning before when we only threw 7,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
And he throws 3.
Mm-hmm. We're still tied at 0-0 in the top of the 5th. Miller's no runs, 2 hits, 1 error. There's going to be
another base hit.
Oh my! A nice play out there in center field by Cole Schott.
See, I thought that ball was going to drop.
I did
because
too.
It was just, but it just hung on, and great play by Schatz out there.
First out of the inning. That'll bring up Nate Coons, the pitcher. He had a base hit his first time up. He's got the 1 hit that the Tigers have got so far today. Fouls the first pitch off for strike 1.
You know, one thing, Brad, that's a perfect example of you and I in the broadcasting world, where speaking too quickly, you know, and
Yeah.
the ball falls right in there. But a great play by Cole Schatz out there in center field.
And, you know, that was a nice line drive.
Yeah.
And
I just thought it was going to drop soon.
yeah, I did too. But Coons swung and struck out on that pitch, but the ball got away.
And then it hit the back of, and then of course Dixon was looking for the ball, and it hit him in the back. So
Yeah.
and
So Coons will get, well, actually, Gaskell will get credit for a strikeout, but Coons gets first base. He tried to steal his first time up and got caught stealing. See if he goes for it again here. That was a little bit of good alert base running.
of course he had his whole team yelling to go.
Yeah, yeah. One down and one on. That's going to be a hit down.
Yeah, that's
to,
a base hit. That's going
let's
to
see
be
if they're going
trouble.
to send him to third. Nope, they stop
held
him at
up.
second. Respect for that arm of Aiden Ramsey out there on the left. Aiden had a long way to go to get to that ball, Perry, but he's got a good arm.
Yeah.
And the Tiger Brain Trust, they held him up. So both teams with 2 hits right now. Nate Coons on second, Willie Shelton on first, Brooks Johnson up at the plate. Takes the first pitch for strike one.
Of course, Riley Benner, the coach of for Lebanon, also knew Ramsey from being here,
Yeah.
so he knew that Ramsey had that good arm too. Squared around for a bunt here. Gaskell holds that play all up by making a fake to second base and coming off the mound.
Coons getting a pretty good lead at second. There's a bouncer to first. They're going to go to second to get the first runner, but the ball is
nobody
dropped.
got it.
Nobody gets it. They're looking for the ball, and on the score, on the play, while the shortstop Reynolds was looking for the ball, Nate Coons
got
home.
So now the Lebanon Tigers lead 1-0 over the Noblesville Millers.
So Brooks Johnson will officially reach on an error by the shortstop. Good intention on that, trying to get the double play, because that was hit pretty
it
hard.
was a good play by Corbett.
And Riley Smith steps in. Still one down. Smith puts that one back to the pitcher. Gaskell gets it, but the runners advance to second and third. I thought for a second there they were going to say Corbett was off the base when he had to really jump high to get that ball, but he apparently got down on the base in time. So we'll give Smith a sacrifice for the second out. That'll bring up Bryce Nelson. He's bounced to third and has a walk in the third. Runners on second and third with 2 down and a 1-0 count.
That was a good play by Shelton, too. He was on second base.
Yeah.
And when that bunt was laid down, he was already going. He was out of the blocks, and that's why he got to steal third base there.
That one goes foul, evens up the count at 1-1. Tigers draw first blood in this game. It took, well, what did it take? Four and a third innings to get the first run across. Another foul ball, 1-2. Owen Taylor on deck for the Tigers. One, 2, and Bryce Nelson. That one's inside, evens it up.
2-2 here. Lebanon Tigers leading 1-0 the Noblesville Millers, and we're in the 5th inning here.
That one's fouled off to the right into the Lebanon bleachers. Another 2-2 pitch from Gaskell. That one's driven into center field. Shot has that one lined up. He's got it. So the Tigers score, and we'll be back with the bottom of the 5th after this.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Dunker Field. The Lebanon Tigers have drawn first blood in this game. They have a 1-0 lead over the Millers. Adam Gaskell threw 16 pitches in that inning. And the Tigers ended up leaving 2 on base. They got 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left. So they've got a 1-0 lead. Nate Coons back out on the mound for his 5th inning of work. Nobody warming up in either bullpen. Millers will send Aiden Reynolds, Garrett Dixon, and Zach Glander to the plate. Coons has thrown 50 pitches so far in this game. Nothing really fancy about his style, Perry. Doesn't throw real hard, but has been fairly effective.
He really has.
Yeah.
7, 8, 9 hitters for the Millers here.
It's ball 1 on Ramsey. Ramsey bounced to third his first time up in the 2nd inning. A little bit low, 2-0. Miller's down by 1. That one's high, 3-0. Coons in danger of putting Aiden Ramsey on the bases with Garrett Dixon coming up next. That one hits him. So Aiden Ramsey will take first. That'll bring Garrett Dixon to the plate. He reached on an error by the right fielder in the 2nd. Didn't get any farther than that. First pitch to Dixon is high. Ramsey got a pretty good lead there at first base, Perry.
Coach Bender's called timeout. He's going to the mound here.
Nobody warming up in the bullpen for either team.
You know, Nate may be getting a little tired here, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, because he's had appearances. He's had 2 appearances this year, and he's only thrown to 15 batters.
Yeah.
So this is he may be getting a little tired because he has thrown 55 pitches, which doesn't seem like a lot, but
and he's throwing, he's throwing to his 17th batter in this game. Miller's had a little conference in front of the on the third base side there to talk about the offense. No outs, 1 on, 1-0 on Dixon. That one's a little bit low, makes it 2-0. Coons is now, well, other than the hit by pitch, he's thrown, technically, he's thrown 5 balls. That one gets away all the way over to the fence.
He's coming. He's going to third.
Ramsey's going to end up easily on third, standing up.
Shelton had a tough time picking it up down there against the fence.
So that will be an error. Call that on the pitcher or the first baseman?
Oh, man, it was close. That's the one you need a replay for.
Yeah.
But it was an error. Oh, hit another batter. So Dixon, we're going to have a pinch runner here, I'm sure, or courtesy runner as we call it.
It'll be Jalen Stidham coming out once again. He ran for him in the second inning. So Coons has hit batters twice in a row now. And Zach Glander steps in. He flew out to center field his first time up.
Zach has no hits on the season in 13 at-bats, but the one thing about it, that first time up, he hit a hard ball to center field. It was just right to him.
There's a hard shot. That's going to be at least 2 for him. And we're going to have runners possibly at second and third. And they hold up Garrett Dixon at third.
No, that's Stidham.
Yep, Stidham. I'm sorry. Yep, forgot we had a
courtesy run.
Yep. So the third hit of the game for the Millers, first run for the Millers, is Ramsey scores on the play.
And
Stidham ends up on third, and Glander
on second
with a stand-up double, and we're back to the top of the order.
Brad, and that's Mr. Glander's first hit of varsity competition as a freshman. So that's a big milestone.
It's one he'll never forget. Someday he'll tell his grandkids about that.
That's right. Only he might stretch it into a home run. An inside the park home run.
Yeah.
And you know, stories get bigger when you get older, right?
Mm-hmm. A ball and a strike on Trevor Corbett. Corbett led off the bottom of the first for the Millers with a single. Flew out to left his second time up. Got an opportunity here to pick up a couple more runs. There's a bouncer. That is a fair ball.
Nothing there. Fielder's choice. But a score. Stidham scores.
I don't know whether that's going to be scored a hit, Perry. They officially score that a hit. Give him a base hit.
So that's 2 base hits for...
yeah. Another run scores for the Millers. They take the lead. They pick up their 4th hit of the game. And Aiden Reynolds, I think the thinking was that probably Corbett may have had that one beaten out.
Pass ball here.
Everything seems to be going the way for the Millers right now.
Well, late in the game here, and Reynolds at the bat for an opposing coach is not exactly who you want. Yeah, that's what I thought he'd do. He's going to put on Hayden Reynolds, so the coach come out and signaled to.
Yeah, so they give Reynolds an intentional walk.
Of course, Cole Schatz has been playing pretty good baseball here lately.
Yeah, he's struck out twice so far today. So
he hasn't looked
he's
good
about
today,
due.
but he's due. But
so the Millers have the bases loaded with no outs. Still nobody warming up in the Lebanon bullpen. Shot takes the first pitch for strike 1. Both those strikeouts at
time called by.
Looks like we're going to get a pinch runner, I believe. He motioned to somebody in the dugout.
Oh, Glander's coming in to run for Reynolds, and then he'll check back in, I'm sure. Reynolds had a leg injury, which it kept him out. So, in a non-conference game, Mr. Keever makes a wise move here.
Yeah, no sense in trying to. That one's a little bit low. 2-1.
Especially when you got a veteran player like Joe Glander on the bench that can run.
Make that 1-1 on shot. Millers with an opportunity to break this one wide open here in the 5th. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Still no outs. 2 runs in so far here in the 5th for the Millers. The 1-2 makes it 2-2. Tanner Miller on deck.
He's tired. I mean, you know, let's face it. Oh, hit him.
So shot is going to reach on a hit by pitch. That's the 3rd one this inning. Fortunately, that was an off-speed pitch. And that'll put Zach Glander across the plate for the 3rd run.
He's going to make a change. He's going to take somebody out of the field here.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, he's going to have to do that.
You know, conventional wisdom was that they would have somebody out there. So we're going to have a pitching change. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
We're back now. They're making a pitching change here. Number 14, Shelton, is coming in to pitch for Willie Shelton. He's pitched 12.1 innings so far this season, faced 46 batters. Shelton's ERA is 3.97, and he's made 7 appearances. So he's had some time here, but he's coming from right field, so he has not thrown any. Bases are loaded, but let's go through. Nate pitched a fine game. He got a little tired, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, but he's also responsible for the 3 guys on base too. 2 base on balls. 4 hit by pitch or 3?
Let's see what I've got him
3.
with.
3 hit by pitch.
3, yes.
3 hit by pitch. He threw 67 pitches, 39 for strikes, and faced 21 batters. But it just boils down to the young man, Nate Coots just got tired. He did a great job in there for the first 4 innings, but it's a lot of pitches to pitch since you've only faced 15 batters and 3 appearances. But a good job, and I understand Coach Benner, going with him today because of a non-conference game, and they're just like the Millers. They're in conference play, and conference is more important than a non-conference game. Not that they're not all important, Brad, but
no doubt.
The batter's Tanner Miller at the plate is the Millers got Corbin on third, Glander on second, and shot on first. First pitch for a strike. Shelton, a lefty. The only thing, a little bit of concern here, Brad, he's had no warm-up time outside of the warm-up pitches that he got.
Yeah. Well, as you said, they've only got 2 extra players on the roster, so it makes it kind of a tough situation for him today. There's a well-hit ball to left field.
Ball right there.
Back
nice
at the
catch
warning
there.
track is Andrew Kaler, and easily scoring on the sacrifice fly.
It just didn't have enough oomph, but that was a good swing there.
You know, on a little
What an
warmer day with
RBI.
a little warmer day, that might have been out of here.
Yeah, a little bit more speed on the ball, too.
So Trevor Corbett scores. Run number 4.
Hazelkamp has come to the plate here.
He's the 8th batter in this inning. There is 1 out now. Miller's opening this up with a 4-run bottom of the 5th here, and there's only 1 out. Tried a couple off-speed pitches there, Shelton. He hasn't been able to hit the plate yet on that off-speed. Chris Martz on deck.
Hagelkamp got a key hit last night in the ball game, a 2-1 ball game, so you know there wasn't many hits in that ball game, so he is capable of hitting the baseball.
The 3-0 pitch. That one's outside, so
Ball
the bases
4.
are loaded once again.
Aiden Ramsey comes to the plate.
No, this will be Martz first. Perry.
Oh, that's right,
Yep.
Martz.
Yep. Ramsey will follow Martz.
Yeah. Well, it always gets me because our batter, in the hole batter, always comes and gets a bat,
Uh-huh.
and I don't get it in my mind. There's a pitch for a strike.
Yeah, Shelton finally got one across the plate. Called strike 1.
But no doubt he was taken all the way here.
Yeah.
Balk.
Balk is called, so that scores Joe Glander, who came in to run for Aiden Reynolds. That's the 5th run. But shot on 3rd. And Hagelkamp on 2nd.
Oh.
This is a very close game until the 5th inning, Perry.
Yeah.
Mart's up there with a 1-2 count. 2-2. One down, runners on 2nd and 3rd. Still 2-2. Martz has popped out to 2nd, grounded to short. Full count. Aiden Ramsey, who started this inning off by getting hit by a pitch, is up again next. Fly ball into shallow left field.
Nice play there.
Yeah,
great
good
play by
Good
Kaler
play, but
out
yep,
there.
Kaler made a good play there because it looked like shot might take off with that, but it
was too shallow. And
yeah, once again, that ball didn't carry near as far as it looked like it was going to carry. So there's 2 down. Aiden Ramsey up for his 2nd time in this bottom of the 5th. That one gets way out of the way, and That's going to score Cole Schott.
And Eagles Camp is on
Eagles
third
Camp ends
base.
up on third. So the bottom has fallen out of this for the Tigers. A ball and a strike on Ramsey. Now 2-1. Two outs in the bottom of the fifth. Millers have already scored 6 in this inning. Got a runner at third. There's a well-hit ball to left field.
Kaler's a pretty
Kaler's
good guy
chasing
out there.
after it.
A nice catch out there by Kaler. He's made some good plays
He
out there
did.
in left field.
And what ended up being a foul ball, but wow, what a blast! And Kaler had to run after that. That was a very, very well done play. We're through 5. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Dunker Field. I'm Brad Silbert along with Perry Williams. What a dramatic finish to that half inning, Perry. That fly ball that Andrew Kaler, it ended up being a foul ball, but boy, he made a nice catch on that.
He
that
came
was
a
big
long
one.
way. He really did.
Yes. So the Millers back out on the field, and we have got a pitching change for the Millers. I believe that's Chris Martz out there in the mound now, is it? No, it's not. I thought
That's Gaskell.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
Gaskell. It's the same.
Yep.
It's normal pitcher.
I misread the number. My apologies. So we're moving into the top of the 6th. Millers with 6 runs there in the bottom of the 5th to take a 6-1 lead. Tigers scored 1 in the top of the 5th. Owen Taylor steps in for the Tigers. Ooh, that one hits him.
Brad, is it my imagination, but are we not hitting a lot of pitches this season?
I was just thinking exactly the same thing, Perry.
Man, we've seen a lot of guys hit this season.
Andrew Kaler, who ended the bottom of the 5th for the Millers with that spectacular catch and that fly ball in foul territory, steps up for his second at bat. Grounded out twice.
Miller's lead here 6-1, Brad. Time called by the umpire.
Adam Gaskell out on the mound for his 6th inning of work. That one's outside, 2-0.
Kaler, the batter, has so far been the hero for Lebanon today on the catches he's made in left field.
He's been busy out there in left field.
Yeah, he certainly has.
Done a great job. Throw over to first. Taylor is back there in plenty of time. 2-0 on the batter, Kaler. Ground ball to second, scooped up. Get the force at first.
Got another double play.
Back to first. A 4-6-3 double play.
Glander to Reynolds to Corbett.
That ball was hit just hard enough to get that double play pulled there. I thought it might be was not a real close play at first, but Corbett made.
Well, I think it was probably the quick throw out of Oh my gosh!
Another hit by pitch
out of Glander's glove. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean that was a quick flip to Reynolds.
Yeah.
Who was on second base, the shortstop.
And Reynolds got he got a lot of energy into that ball, getting it over to first.
Yeah.
What really could have been a real close play at first.
Yeah.
Ended up being a no-doubter. I mean, he was down.
But it was the defensive performance by that 4 to 6 to 3 double play.
Chase Ruby, the catcher, steps in, struck out, lined out to center. So far, all the scoring occurred here in the fifth. Tigers opened it up with 1 run on the top. Millers came back with 6 in the bottom. There's a foul ball out of play to the right. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Hits up there in the stands.
Mm-hmm. One from Gaskell. There's a bouncer. Martz takes it on the high hop, and we're through with the 6. We'll be back after this.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Dunker Field. Brad Silbert along with Perry Williams. And Perry, we are going to have another pitching change here for the Tigers. Let me get my roster here.
Let me get it. What's the number?
Number 24, Owen Taylor.
Taylor's pitched 10.5 innings. He's had 2 appearances.
He was in center field.
Yeah, he's pitched only 2.2 innings, 11 batters, given up 2 hits. Here's the story. He's walked 7 batters in 2.2 innings. So Taylor, the pitcher now.
He comes out of center field. And now in center field is Kaler,
who was in left field. So who's in left field?
Well, let's see if we can.
It's probably the pitcher.
See if I can find him with my binoculars here.
Owen Taylor, the pitcher now, of record.
Yes, it is number 8 out there in left field. That's Coons in left now.
Okay, so he went, and the right fielder went back where he was playing. Right? Yeah. Sorry about that. We're trying to sort all of these changes around.
Is that 16 out there in right field? I believe that's who that should be. Nope, it's 14 out in right field. Shelton ended up in right field.
Okay. Oh, that's right, because Kuntz went to center.
Yes. So here in the 6th, bottom of the 6th for the Millers, Garrett Dixon steps up for his 3rd at bat. Been on base twice.
Seems like Taylor's got a little bit more velocity on the ball here too, Brad.
Yes, he does.
2-1. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Millers lead 6-1. 3-1.
The 3-1 pitch misses.
Ball 4.
Garrett Dixon is on for the third time today.
And here comes Stidham to be the pinch.
Jalen Stidham will take over.
Be the courtesy runner for the catcher.
Zach Lander will step in. He had a double his last time up.
And made a good double play that last inning.
Yes, he did.
At the top of the 6th.
Probably one of the best defensive plays of the day. Bottom dropped out of that one. That'll be ball 1. Millers with a 5-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th. There goes the runner. He's in there. So Jalen Stidham has got a stolen base. He moves into scoring position. 2-0 the count now on Zach Lander. Top of the order to follow Glander. That one's low. That's going to be 3-0. That's a strike. 3 balls and a strike on Zach Glander. He's had a good day offensively and defensively, Perry.
Yes, he has.
That's ball 4. So the first 2 runners reach via the walk. Puts the Millers back up at the top of the order. Trevor Corbett steps in. He's 2 for 3. 2 base hits. Flew out to left field in the 3rd inning.
You know, one thing about it right now, Glander's turned, he's been part of 2 double plays today. And
yes.
Got a double. And
nobody out, 2 on.
And got an RBI. That's not a bad
swing.
day for a freshman.
Yeah. Big swing and a miss by Corbett. Another swing. 0-2 on Trevor Corbett. Corbett trying to go 3 for 4 in this game, already with 2 hits. That one gets away, bounces in, and both runners are going to advance. Stidham thought about maybe trying to take home because that ball was bounced all the way over by the Miller dugout, but he wisely held up at 2nd or at 3rd.
In softball in the Miller Classic, the score is still 0-0, and they're in the 5th inning.
High pop-up, that's on the infield.
Yeah.
Pitcher Owen Taylor takes that for the first out. 1 down. Aiden Reynolds will step up to the plate.
Of course, you expect Taylor to make that catch because he's a center fielder.
Yeah, I say
normally.
Normally the rule of thumb is the pitcher runs the other way from it. Lets one of the infielders do it.
He's not going to pitch to Reynolds.
Yeah, they're going to give Reynolds an intentional walk. That'll bring up Cole Schott. Schott struck out twice, got hit by a pitch his last time up in that 5th inning. We're in the bottom of the 6th. 1 down. Millers have the bases loaded. They've already got 6 runs in this game, threatening to make it more. Schott takes that first pitch for a strike on the breaking ball.
I know they walk Reynolds, but Schott can hit the ball too. He can hit the ball hard.
Strike two.
You have to swing the bat to hit the ball.
Yepper. Tanner Miller on deck. Swing and a miss. He's out. He can't advance because the bases are loaded. So Schott goes down swinging for the third time today. 2 down. That'll bring up Tanner Miller. Base hit, a sacrifice, and a fly out so far. It looks like we're going to get a...
they'll pinch run for Reynolds. And is that what he's doing?
Well, somebody's coming out.
Yeah. Riggs is at first. Blake Riggs, he's a junior. Bases loaded here. Tanner Miller at the plate. Miller's 1 for 2 today with 1 RBI.
That one's really wide. Catcher Ruby made a nice stop on that.
Ruby's did a pretty good job behind that plate today.
Yes, he has.
He's had some wild pitches that obviously he didn't catch, but
Strike one from Taylor there.
1-1.
6-1 in favor of the Millers. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Bases are loaded. That one's outside again, and once again Chase Ruby had to go way to his right to get that. The thing I like about his style of catching is he moves with the ball and he gets, he gets his body in front of the ball rather than trying to get the glove out there. Another
nice
one
stop
outside.
right there. That was a good stop.
Yes, it was.
But those catchers practice that move all the time.
Oh, yeah. Fouled back, makes it a full count. Full count pitch, 2 outs, bases loaded. Swing and a miss. On that case, he was free to go to first, but the catcher, Ruby, stepped on the plate to get the force out. We're through 6. We'll be back with the 7th inning after this.
We're back here at the Dunk as the Millers lead 6-1 going in the top of the 7th inning. Adam Gaskell is coming out to get the finish off this game here today. Want to remind everybody we'll be back here at the Dunk on Monday for a 6:30 start against Oak Hill. That's 6:30 start against Oak Hill here on Monday. Then Tuesday, we're moving to the softball field at the high school, and we'll be broadcasting a game on Tuesday, a conference game, Noblesville and Southeastern.
A couple ranked teams, a couple of the best teams in softball. That ought to be a doozy of a game. Nate Kuhn steps up, hits it right back to Martz.
A nice scoop
by
wow. Corbett over there.
Corbett just saved the day.
Yeah.
That one bounced into Trevor Corbett. He made a great play on it.
He certainly did. 1 out here.
Chris Martz has been very busy over there at third base today.
Yes, he has.
We'll bring up Willie Shelton. Shelton has a base hit, and he grounded out to Martz in the second inning. That's going to go foul. So 1 strike on Willie Shelton. Yeah, the left side of the field on both teams has made some great plays today.
Yes, certainly have.
That one's a little bit low, evens the book count up at 1-1. We're in the top of the 7th. All the scoring took place in the 5th inning. Tigers got 1 in the top.
1 and 2.
Yep, Miller's put 6 across in the bottom to make it 6-1. 1 and 2 on Willie Shelton. There's a bouncer right back to Gaskell. Gets it over to first.
And that's the old 2 outs.
2 down, and that'll bring up Brooks Johnson, the designated hitter. Reached on an error. Was put out unassisted by first baseman Trevor Corbett. A little bit low. Ball 1.
Gaskell's got a chance to close this game out here with a 6-1 lead and 2 outs in the top of the 7th.
There's a pop-up. Corbett chasing it in foul territory, but that's going to go into the stands.
He's going to catch it.
Well, it doesn't count on the bounce. I like that look on his face when he got it.
It was a good play, though.
Yeah.
He got a roar from the bench.
Well, we have a moment here. I'd like to thank our technical crew today. We got August Lacone on the cameras, our producer, director, executive producer extraordinaire, Jim Wofford down there in baseball's favorite target, our truck.
Yeah.
And, of course, the staff here at Noblesville, always very generous to us and very hospitable, and we thank them for the great job they do for us.
Maybe we ought to put a baseball on the side of that and, flames coming out.
Certainly don't need a target.
Glander.
The Glander, he's got it. The game is over. So final score, the Noblesville Millers 6, the Lebanon Tigers 1. Perry, your thoughts on the game?
It's a win for the Millers. It's 6 in a row for them. And then we'll be back here on Monday, 6:30 start against Oak Hill.
Thank you for watching IHSAA Baseball on Hamilton County Television, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners. From Dunker Field, I'm Brad Silbert on behalf of Perry Williams. Good day.